Welcome. You're listening to Luxury Aesthetics Online, and tonight we have a special episode for you. It's a luxury mix. We do them, well, we used to do them once a month. Now they're just kind of whenever we get the right person. And tonight, our person is Fake Fever, who I'm super excited to have in the gallery with us. Fake Fever is someone that I think it was Eventual Infinity retweeted one of their work in progress like videos they did on Twitter a long time ago. And ever since, I was just totally drawn into the project, wanted to hear more, followed, intensively with notifications on, just watching eagerly from the shadows. And then when I was working with Private Suite, I got this opportunity to hear the album early and write a piece on his first couple singles. So I'm really excited to have him back here tonight, and talking about his debut album. We're going to be listening to some of his favorite vaporwave tracks and some stuff that he's just, picked up recently and been into, wanted to share. On top of that, he's got a track of, or an album of kind of B-sides from his debut coming next week, right? And
Yeah.
so a lot of big things coming out for you next week, and so I'm really really happy we could time the show just like this right before it. But why don't you give us the rundown on what's going on with Fake Fever right now?
Of course, yeah. Thanks so much for having me. We did connect like I think it was probably about a year ago that we were exchanging information about that write up like just before Surrogate initially came out. So yeah, this is awesome and thanks for having me. Yeah, as far as what's coming up, next Friday, April 2nd is the big day. It's basically three things are going on at once. I've got the Surrogates coming out on vinyl for the first time through Catskill Records, which is a new label that Pat Chennington put together over the past year or so. And I get to be the first drop on that, so I'm really excited to kind of be the test run for the label. I think it's going to turn out really awesome and just keep growing over the years. So it's a cool opportunity for sure. And then I've got a whole set of B-sides from the Surrogate sessions in 2019. I was basically just making music that entire year, so I was kind of inevitably going to have a bunch of leftovers that I really liked a lot, but they just didn't necessarily fit on Surrogate in kind of a concise album. So this is a really cool way to kind of present those in their own way. It's almost like a mixtape that's still kind of in the Surrogate universe, I guess. And so that's coming out the same day digitally. There'll be some tapes coming out. Not sure on the exact month yet when that's going to happen, but it should be pretty soon. So there will be physicals of that as well. And then that same night, we're going to do a little like album release party stream with some really awesome artists. It's going to be I'm going to do a set. FM Skyline, Dan Mason, and Rail, and Desert Sand Feels Warm at Night are all going to do sets, and it'll just be a kind of a big celebration party.
All right, that's going to be awesome to tune into. And you've also been in a couple streams recently, right?
Yeah, I did a few last year. Kind of like got my toes wet with it, and then I actually did. I premiered these B sides when I had just finished them back in November. I did kind of like an exclusive. There wasn't like an on-demand video afterwards or anything. It was a fundraising stream, and it was kind of like the sneak peek of the B side. So I did that, and then I've done I've done some like mixes and stuff. I think those are the only three that I've done like performances and all that, like really put in a bunch of time to make them pop.
hmm Yeah, and speaking of those B-sides, we do have one of them coming up at the end of this show, and it's not going to be nearly as ephemeral. It'll be around afterwards, so it'll sort of be the re-premiere, I guess, of that track.
Yeah, it is.
So
I mean, other than like the 60 or so people maybe that were in that initial Rosewood stream, it was the Rosewood crew that put that on. This will be the debut, and so I've got some stuff like that coming out over the next week. Before the release date, some special little premieres. So this is definitely one of them.
yeah, well, make sure everyone sticks around to the end so you can catch that new song. But first off, here we have got someone who can be pretty familiar to Luxury Aesthetics listeners and pretty familiar to Fake Fever listeners because you just did a collab album with him. And I, by the way, was just listening to that a lot last week. I really
Awesome.
love the tracks you put out with him, but we're gonna just listen to one of his actually one of his earlier tracks. This is like 2018 Eventual
It
Infinity.
is, yeah, yeah. So I kicked it off with Eventual Infinity. That's my guy Peyton. We're bandmates at this point. So we did a song together last year, and then we continued to work on stuff after that, and then put out two of them that we've been working on about a month ago. So people can check that out everywhere. But yeah, I love this. This is one of the first songs I heard by Eventual Infinity. It's called Forever Summer, and it's like his party jam. I love it, and it was one of the things that kind of drew me to his production style and wanting to like follow up with his work. And I remember checking this out, and then his old album, Deep Web Trap Beats, and I heard both those. I was like, this guy is super legit. Now we're bandmates.
Awesome. I'm so yeah, I think it's a great pairing that's really paid off well for your first couple tracks, and I'm really excited to see what's coming up.
Thank you.
But
Yeah,
let's jump in and give everyone another taste of Eventual Infinity's Forever Summer.
let's do it.
Welcome back. That was Donor Lens, or actually, I suppose it was a hero with a remix of Donor Lens's Cheetah. It's a
Hmm.
great remix album and so much content on it too, with so many great people. I think I've played that once in the past, and it was the Kid Neon remix of Dimensions, which is another one of my favorite tracks. But a hero also does some great remixes, like
Yeah, I really like that combo of styles on that one. I remember I think it was like the last vacation I took. My partner and I went to Costa Rica like about a month before like everything happened with COVID, and I think it came out when I was there, or it had come out recently. And I remember listening to that on the beach in Costa Rica, and really loving this particular track that a hero did. So good times right before it was all bad times for a while.
yeah, yeah, hero has some great like sunset beach vibes, at least to me. All that like
Definitely, yeah. That whole remix album is super pleasing to listen to.
well, we got more coming up from. Actually, we're kind of switching gears here. That those first three, I'd say were kind of had that like spacey like synth, but with like a little bit of party in it. But now we've got Wizard of Loneliness, who does kind
Mhm.
of the more chill beats type of thing. I'm a
Yep.
big fan of the Wiz. His Twitter personality too. Like I think he's really funny. So I'm excited
He's
that you
great,
put him
yeah.
on here. Uh,
Mhm.
and then we've also got, with this next little set's going to be a lot of shorter songs. We've got a song from Sky Yamaha, Protoplanets, Bad Dreams. This kind of little sample platter that you arranged here. Am I right?
Yeah, I kinda wanted to so, like, I mean, my main goal with this mix, rather than kinda put together, like, all of the, like, older vaporwave stuff that I've liked for a while that everyone's probably heard a million times, I wanted to kinda spotlight, just some, like, artists and peers that I found within the last maybe, year and a half, basically since I've kinda been more active with this project again, and all have been, actually, like, really awesome people to interact with and, deserve everyone's time and money and ears. So definitely check the discographies out of all these artists. But yeah, to fit as many in as I could, I picked some shorter tracks that I think have a nice flow to them.
All right, well, I guess we'll give that flow a listen here, starting with Heal by Wizard of Loneliness. song by Bad Dreams, To an End or just the beginning. Absolutely loved the beats on that one. It was so like funky but really laid back at the same time with those synths. It was a cool track.
For
I had not
sure.
heard Bad Dreams before or Protoplanets actually. How'd you come across those artists? Do you remember?
It was at different times within the last 2 years. I remember Protoplanets getting in touch with me. I don't remember if Surrogate was out yet or not, but we just kind of like traded some back and forth, like checking out each other's stuff. And I had heard one of his EPs on Bandcamp, and then kind of dived a little bit deeper, over the next few months or so, and just create some really beautiful soundscapes. And then Bad Dreams, I think, was a little bit more recent. I forget the initial point of contact, but basically just kind of similar influences, I think, and just overall seemed like a really awesome person, and I think is going to blow up, sometime within the next year or so. Super talented, and I think nothing but good things are coming.
Yeah, based on that sound, I certainly hope they do.
Yeah, I think they do kind of a mix like I do too of some instrumental stuff, some vocal stuff. It's got a really nice mix that I think are on all the main streaming services that people should definitely check out.
Nice. And then up next here, we've got some Male Tears. This is a super cool album here. Like they went all out.
I wasn't sure if it was mine or yours.
That was mine this time. Every Sorry about that. We're back. Yeah, so I was talking about Male Tears, this album, it's self-titled Male Tears. I believe this is Male Tears started out as a solo project, but they got Mr. Mellow now, so it's a full band, and they've been doing some great like glam rock kind of emo music videos, and they've got this super flashy cover. So what impressed you about this project?
I think just the commitment to like go full new wave with it. I think James is like the main songwriter. Just clearly had that influence from ever since I found out about their music. But I love just the like goth new wave commitment that they've got with this new stuff, and just the songwriting is really great pop minded. Song structures and everything. And I think that this song was my favorite off the new one.
All right. Well, this song is Creep Distance. Give it a listen.
Fragile hearts, they mean everything to me, my enemies. And so I always say, my hands appear to be too rough with everything, so I can't feel the gravity. Don't stand so close to me, or anyone. Don't stand so close to me. What did I do to get my way to be with you? It's almost magic. But now that we've gone far apart, not ancient arts, but powers beyond my grasp. Don't stand so close to me.
southeast. Patchy rain will arrive in the north later in the day.
We know the air is unfit to breathe, our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radio, so I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not good at it. I want you to get mad.
Libido.
psychotropics, hot topic, there's more than dance. My parachute pants, extra black clown. I'm rolling chain rounds.
Some fantastic artists in that last little set there. That last one was Winter Quilt giving us a remix of Mall Full of Drugs. And back before we had Sage Hardware and Pop Culture. All these heavy hitters coming out. Yeah, and we've got plenty of heavy hitters left, especially in this next bit. Really excited for some of these people coming up.
Definitely.
I don't even know if our next one here needs much introduction. Data Girl. I want to say that like Data Girl has shown up on my last 2 or 3 of these luxury mixes. Everyone just loves
Nice.
her work. Destination Spa and Heaven Cry EP, both fantastic. Pacific Plaza Records scooping her up was. I mean, actually, you have a lot of Pacific Plaza in here with Male Tears, Pop Culture,
Yeah.
Pacific Plaza as well. Yeah, they've been really
not planned out, but they just kind of all flowed into each other well, even though it's like totally different spectrums of what they put out. But yeah, I love that whole Destination Spa album. I'm a big bossa nova fan, so to hear kind of like a vaporwave like pitch sampling take on bossa nova and just like lounge music in general, that really did it for me. So yeah, definitely check that out.
Oh yeah, bossa nova, anything that sounds like elevator music. Always love having that stuff in my vaporwave, and I really like how there's different takes on it. Like you've got Destination Spa, and then you've got kind of like Barber Beats really likes to sample that, and they just take in totally different directions. And we've also got in this next set Be Careful, who I'm really glad you put in there because this is actually the album I discovered Be Careful with, and it was kind of more of a lo-fi hip-hop theme. I didn't have a whole lot of that, planned for my show, but I really saw there was talent there and wanted to feature them in something. So, it's great to have this album come back and show up. But they've also been doing some great stuff over on Oasis Ltd. And I'm really excited to hear what they've got coming up. Actually, they've got an album coming out on a Game Boy cartridge, which is, I think, super crazy.
I saw that. That is mind blowing. Yeah, big shout out. Be Careful in the chat right now. Everything I've heard, which started pretty recently with this album that this track's featured on, it's been just really blown me away, and I think big things are coming.
Yeah, no, shout out to Oasis Ltd for constantly like pushing the bar with their physicals, like the hydro dipped tapes to hydro dipped VHSs to now like Game Boy games. Like they are really
they look wild.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna start off here with Data Girl though. So here's some Grapes from the Vine. so relaxing there. That was, of course, Arena with Soulstream. Love the cover art every time I see that album. I think it was Tropica Virtual who did that. They did such a fantastic job with that sparkly
Yeah, it's
pyramid,
beautiful.
the subtle like white corner where it like has there's like a bevel on the. It's just fantastic.
Hmm.
And we had Cyber Surfer 3D up before that, Xylus, and of course, Be Careful. That was kind of our little spa trip, I guess, overall, like gardens and spas and
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, just the nice chill out block after a
and
winter quilt.
yeah, this next block we've got Vilter, Lost Cascades, Sev, and Trash Ghost, which is quite a collection right there. Do you have
Yeah,
any vision for
this
that?
one this one kind of goes all over the place. I think like so block wise, I kind of wanted some peaks and valleys. This Vilter song or Vilter, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Is awesome. It incorporates some really cool vocoder stuff. And then the Lost Cascades track is that I could pick any track off that album, which I know just got another what is it called? Crates
Yeah.
backing. Kyle is in the chat. How many more do we need, Kyle? I think there's a delay, so we're not even gonna know. But
That's
everyone should look up. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Do
been
you have it
growing
pulled up?
fast. I don't have it pulled up, but I could get the link ready
Yeah, we should
for a
post that in
second.
the chat because everyone needs to get a hold of this album. I'm definitely gonna be ordering this next batch. I was too slow on the last one, I guess.
Yeah,
And
I have a
then
copy from the
yeah,
first batch, and I can recommend it 100%. Sounds and looks fantastic.
hell yeah. And then yeah, Sev and Trash Ghost kind of pick up the party at the end. I think the Sev track is off of what's it called? 3D Blast does the streams, free samples, I think it's called.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? And so I think this is one of those tracks. So it's probably, I don't know if it's still a work in progress or if this is just kind of like a one and done thing, but I love the energy of that track. And then Trash Ghost, to close it out, that was one of my favorite kind of classic Vapor albums from last year. All of the samples are really well picked out and just really well organized. So that one's called Breeze City. So that's sort of the closer before we get into this B side of mine.
yeah. This will be the last tracks before you get to hear that premiere of the new Big Fever song. So stay around for that.
Yeah.
Here we are back for the end of the night. That was Crash Ghost Breeze City. And up before that, we had Breeze, actually, by Sev. Kind of I guess, a little name combo going on there.
When I saw, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw them in the potential song bank, I had to put them back to back. That was part of it for
So
sure.
it was planned. All right. I'm a fan of that. I like wordplay myself.
Oh yeah.
So we have one last little thing for tonight. That's going to be the Fake Fever runoff premiere of Addlestone. I
Mhm.
actually saved it. I didn't even listen to this before the show. I wanted to save it for myself as well, just to
Oh wow.
have it savored at the end. But I am curious, where did these B-sides come from? Like, are they some of your earlier stuff that you started off with, like that I would have seen in those like work in progress Twitter things you were doing, or did they happen later in the album? Like, where are these all
Yeah,
from?
it would all be around the same time. So like when I don't know, I reactivated my Twitter account in like late 2019, I think, and the stuff I was sharing was just things that I had made throughout the year. So like the process of making Surrogate started in January 2019, and at least the writing like creation part of it ended in December 2019. And so I only picked 10 songs for the album, and so there was like so many leftover ideas that some were more finished than others. But what I did was, I wanted to share a lot of that stuff, and so I used like July through September last year to kind of dig back through the library of the stuff I didn't put on the album, and just use it as a way to kind of get better on the production side of things. So getting better at EQing and all of that stuff, and just kind of picking up new tricks and trying out new plugins and all this stuff. And so rather than just put out the B sides raw how they were, I actually cleaned them up a good bit. And so that's what these are. So yeah, they were made anywhere from January to December 2019. This one, Addlestone, is actually I think it was August. Yeah, August 2019. I know it was the first song that I made when my partner and we moved to a new house in Charleston, South Carolina, where I used to live up until recently. And we moved to this Addlestone Avenue. It was like this beautiful dead end street in this really cool neighborhood in Charleston that was just like surrounded by this vibrant green color. And when I hear the song, I just see that color. Like when I shut my eyes, it's just nothing but it was like a bungalow house almost, just surrounded by all these beautiful plants. And that's kind of what I feel and hear when I hear the song. So I just named it after the street we lived on.
And thanks for that imagery. I'm gonna be picturing that when we listen to it in a bit. But before we get into that, is there anything else you want to shout out here before we close off with this song? You've got some events coming up. We've got links for Fake Fever's social media in the description, and as well as Catskill Records if you want to catch the premiere of Surrogate on vinyl and the actual digital release for this whole B-sides compilation. But yeah,
Yeah,
what else you got?
yeah. No, check all that stuff out. I'm really excited to have Surrogate out on vinyl. It comes out April 2nd, and there's 300 copies. There's a 150 of like a marble blue, like solid color, and then one of like a translucent orange. And so those will go live noon next Friday, April 2nd, and then the B-sides just go live at midnight, like most releases do these days. So you'll be able to stream those anywhere. And then definitely anyone listening to this between now and Friday, definitely come through to the stream. I think it's like the best, one of these live stream sets that I've done so far. I kind of went like full pop star on it. I did all like the real singy hooky songs, and so it should be a good time. And all the other artists playing are incredible and artists I've looked up to for a while now. So really excited to see it all come together. And then yeah, be on the lookout for some like collab stuff and some remix stuff and some compilation things kind of over the next few months. And then
All right.
I'm gonna just lay low for like 5 years probably.
Well, thanks a lot for coming on the show tonight and giving us this awesome mix. You did such a good job putting it all together. I really like the way it all turned out. And yeah, let's finish off here with Addlestone.
Let's do it.